guys, welcome back to the channel. Get comfortable because today we are diving into a cinematic pairing that has literally set the internet on fire. We are talking about none other than the incredibly talented Bimbo Ademoye and the ultimate Nollywood heartthrob Timini Egbuson in a story titled A Love Worth Living For. Now, we all know that whenever Bimbo and Timini share a screen, the chemistry is absolutely electric. They have this effortless back and forth that makes you forget you're watching a movie. But in this particular story, things are completely different. This isn't your typical glossy boy meets girl romantic comedy. No, this is a raw, emotional, high-stakes roller coaster that asks one terrifying question: how far are you willing to go, and what are you willing to lose for a love that defines your entire existence? Make sure you do not skip a single second of this voice note, because over the next few minutes, I'm breaking down the intense plot twist, the toxic forces trying to tear them apart, and the devastating secret that changes everything. Trust me, you are not ready for this breakdown. Let's get straight into it. Really grab why this story hooks you by the throat. You have to look at the characters Bimbo and Timini play. They represent two completely different worlds colliding. Bimbo plays a woman who has built high, impenetrable walls around her heart. She is fiercely independent, perhaps a bit hardened by past betrayals. She is determined to protect her peace at all costs. She doesn't do messy romances, and she definitely doesn't do smooth-talking men. Then enter Timini's character. He's a charm personified, wealthy, used to get whatever he wants, but carries a hidden deep-seated emptiness that no amount of success can fill. When they first cross paths, it is a pure vision, sparks fly, but not of the good kind. It's a clash of egos, sharper banter, and intense resistance. Bimbo's character sees right through his charm, and that drives him crazy. But as the story unfolds, the armor starts to crack. Timini begins to show a vulnerability we have never seen from him before, and the Bimbo starts to let her guard down. You watch them transition from bitter rivals to hesitant confidants, and finally into all-consuming passion. It's that slow-burn romance that keeps your eyes glued to the screen, praying they just finally admit how they feel. But just when they find happiness, reality hits them like a freight train. Here is where the story takes a dark, intense turn, because a love this powerful always attracts enemy. As their bond tightens, outside forces begin to conspire against them. We are talking about deep-seated family secrets, crazy exes who refuse to move on, and a massive betrayal from within their closest circles. There is a specific heartbreaking scene in the middle of this story that will leave you with a lump in your throat. Timini's past catches up with him in a very way that directly threatens Bimbo's safety and livelihood. Suddenly, it's no longer just about will they, won't they, it becomes a matter of survival. Imagine the tension. Bimbo's character is faced with a brutal ultimatum. She's told that staying with Timini will completely ruin his life and his family's future, and Timini is led to believe that Bimbo has betrayed him for money. The manipulation is so masterfully done that they are driving into a corner of fierce misunderstanding. They go from being fiercely protective of each other to standing face to face in an emotional, tear-filled confrontation. Bimbo is crying, delivering that raw powerhouse outing he's famous for, while Timini looks completely broken, realizing that the one good thing in his life is slipping through his fingers. You find yourself screaming at the screen, wishing they would just communicate, but the forces against them are just so strong. Now, let's talk about the climax, because this is where A Love Worth Living For ends the title. Just when the villains think they have won, just when it looks like Bimbo and Timini are going to walk away from each other forever and live a life of regret, a massive secret is exposed. Timini's character discovered the sheer scale of the lie he was told. He realized that Bimbo didn't betray him. She was actually trying to protect him all along, sacrificing her own reputation to keep him safe. In a heartbeat, the narrative shifts from heartbreak to high-speed chase for redemption. Timini throws away his pride, his family status, and his wealth. He chooses to leave it all behind, crashing through every obstacle just to back to her. When they finally reunite, it isn't a neat, perfect Hollywood ending. It's a messy one. It's an emotional and it is costly. They have lost almost everything: their social standard, their approval of their family, and the comforts of their old lives. But as they stand together in the wreckage of their past, looking at each other, you realize the profound truth of the story. They don't care about what they lost. They have each other. They chose a life of uncertainty together over a perfect life apart. It's a beautiful, triumphant, yet bittersweet ending that redefines what a happy ending actually looks like. Wow! Honestly, Bimbo Ademoye and Timini Egbuson outdid themselves with this one. Their performance gives you absolute goosebumps and remind you exactly why they are leading the pack in Nollywood romance dramas. They perfectly captured what is meant to find a love that is truly worth living for and fighting for. But now, I have to know your thoughts. Do you think Timini's character did the right thing by giving up his wealth and family for love? Or do you think Bimbo should have stood her ground and walked away permanently to avoid the drama? Who else could have played this role better? Or are Bimbo and Timini the absolute perfect match? Tell me everything in the comment section below. I'm diving in right now to reply to you guys. If this breakdown gave you chills, make sure to hit that like button, share this with your fellow Nollywood lovers, and hit subscribe so you never miss out the next juicy story breakdown. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye bye.